Much of our nation's capital echoes with the legacy of George Washington and the constitutional republic that he was instrumental in founding. Buildings, streets, statues, artwork, documents, inscriptions, memorials, and monuments all tell the story of our first president and his special role in establishing our unique country. And when it comes to monuments, George Washington definitely has one of the most visible and iconic ones here in Washington, D.C. As early as 1783, the U.S. Congress decided that a statue honoring George Washington, the great Revolutionary War general, should be placed near the site of the new Congressional Building, wherever it might be. After Washington became president and it was determined that the new federal capital would be built here in Washington, D.C., architect Pierre L'Enfant left a place for Washington's statue at the western end of what would be called the National Mall. Robert Mills had the winning idea on the shape of the monument. Since it was supposed to be unparalleled in the world, Mills looked to the ancient Egyptians, who were world famous for their massive monuments. An obelisk is a tapered column that in ancient Egyptian mythology represented the place from which the world was created. It symbolized the sun and the cycle of rebirth. Obelisks were erected to honor pharaohs and their gods, so it was thought to be a fitting choice for the father of our country. Construction began over 50 years later, on the 4th of July in 1848. Representatives of the private Washington National Monument Society laid the cornerstone of the monument, a 24,500-pound block of pure white marble. But funds ran out and construction stopped after 6 years, as you can see from that line. Over a decade later, around the time of the Civil War, Mark Twain wrote, "It is an eyesore to the people. It ought to be either pulled down or built up and finished." Finally, in 1876, on the centennial of American independence, our 18th president, Ulysses S. Grant, authorized construction to be completed. Made of approximately 36,000 blocks of marble and granite, stacked 555 feet in the air, the Washington Monument was the tallest structure in the world at the time of its completion in December of 1884. It remains the tallest structure in Washington, D.C. to this day. And up there, on top, overlooking everything in our nation's capital, is a metal capstone with the Latin engraving that reads, Laus Deo. The translation, praise be to God.